Right now, state lawmakers are also working to get legislation on Governor Ivey's desk to protect IVF and provide immunity to providers.
More people are becoming concerned here at home and across the nation following Alabama Supreme Court ruling on frozen embryos. Wave 31 reporter Maddie McCaffrey joins us live in Huntsville with the latest on this story.
Nicole and Dan, today I spoke with Dr. Anne-Marie Reedy. She's an OBGYN at Women for Women here in Huntsville, and she says she completely understands the fear of legal liability facing IVF providers and why 3 IVF clinics have paused their treatments in the state because before she was a doctor, she went to Georgetown Law School and practiced law for 10 years.
I sympathize with both sides, the providers and the families. I mean, I have one grandchild that's been born through IVF and another one on the way. I have one of my nurses who's pregnant through IVF. So, I mean, it's a miracle thing that's helped so many people. So I hope it is just a pause and things will be turned around.
Dr. Reedy hopes lawmakers act quickly on legislation that protects IVF here in Alabama, and it's understandable that IVF providers here are concerned about legal liability.
Well, my hope is that they would completely change the finding as far as calling these children, and that because that raises such a host of problems in terms of how long would you have to keep your embryos frozen if you destroy the embryos, which these parents had already signed waivers for after 5 years. If you destroy those embryos, are you ending life, that type of thing.
In addition to legislation protecting IVF, Dr. Reedy thinks the Supreme Court's entire ruling needs to be amended.
If the legislation is just something that's a stopgap to protect the IVF clinics, that's just a short-sighted thing. So I hope it's not going to be just something very, very narrow like that.
Now, we'll continue to be on top of this IVF ruling for you, as in the coming days we expect for the proposed legislation to protect IVF treatments to make their way to the governor's desk to be signed into law, something that doctors and IVF patients here in Alabama want to see happen immediately. I'm reporting live in Huntsville with coverage you can count on. Maddie McCaffrey, Wave 31 News.